When we talk about the best Game 7s in NBA history, we usually talk about Game 7 of the 2010 Finals, Kobe's last championship, the final ride for the Big Three Celtics. We usually talk about Game 7 of the 2013 Finals, the night where Lebron officially established himself as the face of the NBA, and hell, we even talk about the 2019 Finals, the series that ended a dynasty. But a series that we usually always talk about is the 2016 Finals. However, almost 10 years have passed by, and with the recent parity era of the NBA, we tend to forget just truly how legendary Game 7 of the 2016 Finals were. Well, in today's video, we're going to be giving it the appreciation it needs as we look back on the greatest Game 7 in NBA history. Leading up to this NBA Finals, you can argue that 2016 was the greatest season in NBA history. From the Warriors' 73-9 season, to Kobe's final season and final game of his career, to the Thunder surprising everyone and making it to the conference finals, just for the Thunder to go up 3-1 and choke the lead to the Warriors in the end, officially setting up one of the most iconic eras in NBA history the following season. 2016 was just an overall great year for the NBA, and it was only right that we were about to get the best finals series in a long time to cap it all off. The first 6 games of this series were very lopsided, not that many close games. Honestly, you can make a case that these NBA finals, besides Game 7, are the most overrated finals in NBA history. We didn't have a single close game in these finals up until Game 7, but besides that, this series is most iconic for what happened after Game 5. After Game 5 of this series, the Warriors would go up 3-1 over the Cavs. At this point in time, no team in NBA Finals history had ever came back from a 3-1 hole. This was an insane hole to be in for the Cavs and for LeBron. You could say his legacy was really on the line in these next 3 games. I mean, just look at it for a second. The 2012 season was a lockout year. People would say Ray Allen saved them in the 2013 Finals, and then people would crucify him for having a 2-5 Finals record. Personally, this series for LeBron is his most impressive feat of his career, because I think if he had lost this series, he would have been removed from all Jordan or Kobe talks. So much was riding on this series, and with one more loss, all that hard work that LeBron had been doing this season to get his revenge on the Warriors would go to waste. Luckily for Cavs fans, they had the greatest player in the world. LeBron would drop back-to-back 41-point games in Game 5 and Game 6 of this series to even up the series at 3 games apiece. This was insane considering that the Warriors were a 73-win team and were Game 5 on their home court. Most people expected them to close it out in 5 games, or at worst, close it out in Game 6. LeBron would literally drop a combined 82 points in 2 finals games, which is actually the most points scored combined when facing elimination in an NBA Finals series. LeBron's greatness was all leading up to one of the greatest finishers in NBA Finals history. But before we got there, they still had a Game 7 to play. A Game 7 that could change NBA history. And a Game 7 that could alter the way the NBA landscape moves going forward.
Welcome to Oakland, California for Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals, where the Golden State Warriors had a comfortable 3-1 series lead. Then 2 straight losses had their repeat hopes. Victories in Games 5 and 6 to even this series at 7 games apiece. Can they pull off the victory here tonight? Meanwhile, Golden State struggling the last couple of games, but they're back on their home floor where they're so tough to beat over the last couple of seasons. Started 13 games during the regular season. He has been a terrific backup center. Tonight, the starting role.
Game 7 in Oracle Arena was a movie from start to finish. The nerves were high for this game, and I think a ton of people could feel it from the way the players were playing. The game would begin, and the game would remain close throughout. A performance that most people forget from this game was that Draymond Green in a Game 7, the most pressured game probably of his career, dropped 32 points with 5 threes versus the Cavs in this game. It's easily the most forgotten aspect of this Game 7. I think personally if the Warriors won this game, his performance would have had more shine on it, and who knows, maybe Draymond Green takes home the Finals MVP. The Finals MVP is usually given on the lasting impression most of the time. An example of this was in 1988, where the Lakers won the title and James Worthy won the Finals MVP. Magic Johnson had a better series all around, but James Worthy came up huge in the Game 7 with a 32-point triple-double and won the series for the Lakers. I just personally think that this would have been one of the more crazier performances in NBA history had the Warriors had won. The game would continue throughout, and the Warriors at the end of the first half would have a 49-42 lead over the Cavs. By the time the third quarter started, both teams had been going back and forth, exchanging buckets before the Cavs would take a 1-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. This fourth quarter would soon become one of the most iconic quarters in NBA Finals history, and a quarter that defined everything. The fourth quarter would begin, and Kyrie would get a nasty finish on Draymond Green to give the Cavs an 81-78 lead with 9 minutes remaining in Game 7. Curry would soon get a nasty left-to-right crossover that shook Tristan Thompson and buried a huge three-pointer that tied the game up for the Warriors. The game would continue, and Draymond Green would find an open Klay Thompson in the corner, who drained the rainbow three over Iman Shumpert to give the Warriors an 86-83 lead. The game would continue for a little bit before LeBron would hit this nasty three-pointer over Festus Ezeli to give the Cavs an 89-87 lead with 4 minutes remaining. Then, for the next 3 minutes, the game would stall. The Warriors or Cavs didn't score a point for the next 3 minutes of game time. It was a defensive masterclass as both teams knew the stakes and didn't want to give up. Kyrie would soon miss a running floater and the Warriors would get the rebound. They were moving on the fast break. And this would lead us to one of the most iconic calls and plays in NBA Finals history.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
LeBron would get this nasty chase down block on Iguodala to keep the game within reach. Then just a few seconds later, one of the most iconic shots in NBA Finals history would happen and crown one of the most unlikely teams in NBA history an NBA championship. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I make content like this twice a week. And until next time, stay driven.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! Trying to stay with Curry. Catches. One dribble, steps back, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Spades. Final seconds. It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again! The Cavaliers are NBA champions!